Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and I'm ready to share some quick and dirty parenting tips with you that will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. My kids have been back to school for nearly a month now, and after shepherding 8 kids through school, my oldest is now a sophomore in college and my youngest is in 2nd grade, I firmly believe that building a good relationship with your child's teacher is the key to helping your child do their best and have a good experience at school. That's why today, Mighty Mommy is going to share 6 ways to create a great relationship with your child's teacher. So here are Mighty Mommy's 6 proven tips to build a solid relationship with your child's teacher. Number 1, introduce yourself early on. Teachers have many students come in and out of their classroom on any given day, so it can be hard for them to initiate a relationship with parents other than through a group email or a generic back-to-school letter. Parents, though, are busy as well. But with your child's best school experience at stake, take some time early on in the school year to introduce yourself to your child's teacher. Most schools have open house or parent night, which you should try to make a point in attending. Keeping in mind that the teacher will be meeting well over 25 parents at those events, come prepared with an enthusiastic greeting and a welcoming note card that lists you and your spouse or partner's names, phone numbers, emails, and a friendly note saying how you and your child are excited for the new learning year ahead. If you have a special talent that you might want to share with your child's class, let your child's teacher know that as well. If you can't attend the open house, mail the teacher the note card or send it into school with your child. By reaching out and sharing this information, it shows that you're invested in the new school year. Tip number 2, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions and communicate with your child's teacher, especially if you notice your child's interest has peaked in a new subject, or just the opposite, if he's starting to really struggle with homework or talk negatively about a particular subject. For example, if your son comes home on a regular basis, asking lots of questions about formulating his own scientific experiments, for instance, and asks you to provide him with baking soda, toothpicks, or empty juice bottles, drop his teacher a quick email saying, "Boy, Michael is so interested in concocting his own experiments these days. Is this a result of the science curriculum right now?" This lets the teacher know that your son is coming home excited about what he's learning, and it helps his teacher understand what sort of feedback you're interested in receiving. And tip number 3, involve your child in the relationship. One of the most important things that parents can do to build a strong relationship with their child's teacher is including the child, particularly if the child is in middle school and above. Make sure that not only you know what's going on with your child's educational experience, but the child is part of the loop as well. When your child is included in decisions and conversations that affect them directly, they feel an ownership and a responsibility for their progress. Many schools are now scheduling teacher meetings that include your child. Make it clear to both the teacher and your child that their thoughts and opinions are important. That open communication will help foster a trusted relationship where everyone is on the same page. Tip number 4, the high school connection. As our kids move along in grades through middle school and high school, they start to have a team of teachers instead of just 1 or 2 for the school year. It becomes more challenging to build relationships with so many different teachers. It can be done, however, if you're willing to make a small investment throughout the school year. Be sure and get a copy of your child's class schedule at the beginning of the year, and also know who his or her guidance counselor is. At the beginning of each school year, I like to send my high school-aged children's guidance counselor a welcome back to school email and let them know I've seen their new schedule and that we're all looking forward to a good year ahead. I make sure to include all of my children's teachers on that email so that they know I'm aware of the classes for that semester. This has proven very successful for me over the last 8 years. That initial email has opened many doors for communication, which is key. I also use this method at the end of the school year to thank the teachers that I feel have made a difference in my children's lives. Any thank yous of that sort for an email that I send, I always copy to the principal and the superintendent of the school so that they're aware of which teachers have had the most impact. Tip number 5, maintain the connection. Once the initial back-to-school events are over, be sure and stay involved. Make a point to show up and participate in events such as the annual science fair, the school carnival, and attend PTA and PTO meetings, that's the Parent-Teacher Association organization, as much as you can throughout the year. When your child tells you something they particularly liked or disliked at school, such as classmates, activities, experiences like that, share this information with the teacher. Be on time, be positive, and be prepared for school activities and meetings. Offer to volunteer your time in the classroom or as a chaperone on class trips whenever you're available. Consider donating classroom supplies or a gift certificate to a store where teachers can purchase materials for the classroom. You'd be surprised how many supplies teachers buy with their own money. Stay connected with the teacher so you'll know his or her teaching style. This way, you might be able to contribute fun extras to the classroom like prizes, art supplies, extra snacks, and just find ways in general to help the teacher maintain a fun learning environment. And tip number 6, remember, teachers are people too. When we and our kids see our teachers at school and then out of the classroom setting, it can be easy to forget that they have lives out of school just like we do. Teachers experience joy and difficult times in their personal lives just like our families do. Small remembrances throughout the year are very much appreciated. You could send cards for special events in the teacher's life, such as a birthday or the birth of a child or a grandchild. Don't forget to say thank you for both the big things and the little things. Try to be specific when praising. It really meant a lot to us and to Jack that you spent so much extra time making sure he understood the material for his math test this past quarter. And more importantly, teach your child to do these things for himself, starting as early as nursery school. If your child is having a problem at school, reach out on his behalf, but don't demand the teacher make time to see you. Respect the teacher's schedule and ask what would be a convenient time to call or meet with you. And don't forget to acknowledge the teacher's colleagues, classroom aides, lunchroom and playground supervisors, secretaries and school nurses, custodians and security personnel, bus drivers and crossing guards, anyone who helps to keep the school running safely. How do you build relationships with your kids' teachers? Share your thoughts in the comments section at quickanddirtytips.com/MightyMommy or post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also connect with me on Twitter at Mighty Mommy or email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. And don't forget to check out my family-friendly boards at pinterest.com/MightyMommyQDT. Once our kids go off to school, there are many different things we as parents have to think about. But if you start with building a good relationship with their teachers, you'll be one big step closer to helping your kids have the best school experience possible. Check back next week for more fun parenting tips. And until next time, happy parenting!